On today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the new Neca Robocop featuring, finally, a spring-loaded holster. Much like I'm sure everybody else out there, we have already gotten Robocops, battle damage, and a standard Robocop from the good folks at Neca, but I think everybody can all agree that we've all been holding off, hoping that one day we would get finally a Robocop figure that featured an open-up leg to house his Auto 9. Finally, we've got one. I'm certainly super pleased and stoked to not only get this figure, but also to review him for you guys. Down below, well, package-wise, it's the same package as what we've gotten with the other Robocop figures. I think the Battle Damage Robocop has slightly different packaging, but we've got the domed helmet down below, and then his chest in the back card there. And on the back, not really much to be said. There's no real read-up or picture of the figure. It just says that it's the 25th anniversary of Robocop. We have the OCP logo up at the top corner there, as well as part man, part machine, all cop, the future of law enforcement. If you look down at the bottom of the package, you'll see instructions on how to open and operate the spring-loaded holster, all of which we'll get into when the package gets opened up. What I will do, though, certainly is I will get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Robocop, now featuring a spring-loaded holster. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. And we'll just quickly get out of the way. The one thing that Robocop does come with that every other Robocop so far has come with is the data link alternate hand, which I don't likely will see myself ever swapping out with any of the Robocops that I've gotten so far. A really nice accessory, but you know, likely I will not have any of the figures displayed with it. Maybe, if anything, I might have them displayed, you know, the battle damage Robocop with this, and maybe keep the other Robocops with the regular hands. But you can swap it out if you want. I won't get too much into that because you've probably already seen it in the review that I've done of the originals. We'll just put that aside. Let's have a look at the actual Robocop figure. I'll just move the camera up a bit. And yeah, it's pretty much what you would expect from what we've already gotten from the Robocop figures from the good folks at Neca. There is really nothing different between this one, and let me just bring in the original Robocop. Now, some have said that the original Robocop, or depending on which one you get, the coloring slightly varies. I have noticed, for example, that the original Robocop that I have is a little more blue in the torso than that of this Robocop. This one's a little more silver. But really, aside from that, and I find that the gloss is a little bit different on the leg, but really, aside from that, figure-wise, it's the exact same without the, with the addition of the leg that opens up on the newer one here. Some people have asked as well if the face is slightly different, which is something I really want to quickly touch base on. The original Robocop figure, I found the helmet seemed a little too high on the face. It could have sat just a slight bit lower. It seems like it could be a little lower on this figure, and you likely will think, well, Spot, it probably is the exact same. The one other Robocop, there's going to be tons of Robocops in this video. The other Robocop that I did do a review on was the Battle Damage Robocop, and you will see that his actual helmet is a lot lower on his face, likely due to the fact that he was re-sculpted to include the battle damage on the helmet itself. This Robocop, it's not as high on the face as I find this one is. This one is a little bit better. I could have really still have preferred if that helmet had gone, that head had gone just a little lower on the face, because there just seems something about this one, the battle damage, that just looks perfect. And maybe it could be just Spot's eyes playing tricks on him, that this looks like it could be higher, but it does look a little higher than that of the battle damaged. I mean, I'm really happy that they released a battle damaged Robocop. But now, I mean, now that you have a standard Robocop as well as the holster Robocop, you may not necessarily need both, but this is a prime opportunity that maybe if Spot gets around to some customization, maybe I might give the original Robocop here a bluish tinge like that of Robocop 2. Because essentially, again, we're going to get the exact same Robocop figure. Being that he is the same figure as well, his articulation would be the same also. This Robocop has a ball-jointed head. He has a hinged shoulder that rotates all the way around. There's a bend in the elbow, rotation in the hand, slightly, and a mild upper torso bend, which I believe is a ball joint because it looks like it does rotate. It doesn't let you rotate completely around, but it does have a rotation point in the lower waist, which you can get that to rotate as around. So even though the upper torso is more so for a bend, you can certainly get a lot more movement down in the waist area. As for his legs are on looks to be a ball joint, so they rotate back and forth out. His knee also bends at the knee, and also hinged at the foot. Luckily, this particular Robocop has both pistons intact. As if you remember, the original Robocop I had, I don't know why, but for some reason I had a piston missing on the back of his leg. Really, really disappointing, but likely I'm going to have this one more so displayed because he's got the holster, so I'm all right with the fact that the other one, sadly, was missing that. Neca, if you are paying attention, if you want to send a replacement Spot's way, that's fine. As for the actual holster, this is so very cool. If we zoom into the actual leg, the leg looks as if it's very similar to that of the original Robocop leg, except for this button right here. When you press this button, you just move Spot's hand out of the way, when you press this button up, it will actually open the side holster of the leg. Then, if you have small enough hands, or if you use tweezers, you can probably do this as well, you can unhook his Auto 9. And you can pull it out like so. And there's his Auto 9 right there. Looking fantastic. You can put it in his hand the same way as you put the original Robocop Auto 9 into the figure. And he holds it really easily. No problems there whatsoever. With the holster being such, you can have the holster kind of opened up partially, or opened up completely, I guess, and you can have Robocop looking like he's drawing his weapon. Kind of the arm bent. That would be very, very cool indeed. To get it back, you're just going to take the handgun, his Auto 9 gun, and I found this was a little harder to get in, obviously because it's such a smaller space. But what you're going to want to do is kind of sandwich your hand in there. And if you can get it lined up just right, I find sometimes if you hold the Auto 9 down by the barrel and just kind of push it up, you can then easily, see what I did there? If you push up here and then push down here, you can get it hooked back into place. Pretty easy. To close it, you're not going to actually want to push it from the back, you're going to want to push it from the front, and you just push the two pieces together. And providing the Auto 9 is not in the way, which I find sometimes. And Spot ran out of camera space. Oh, geez. So, resuming where we left off, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to angle the Auto 9. So as you can see, that there's a little clip right there, a little clip that you actually have to get the barrel of the gun behind. You'll also have to make sure the barrel of the gun is further in from the outer plate of the actual leg. Once that's in place and that little clip is sitting over top of the trigger, you should be able to get it into place, providing that the handle, as you can see right here, will sit inside that crevice. If you've got it all right, you should be able to close the leg up, and bada bing, you've got the holster in the leg, or you've got the leg now closed up. It can be tricky. Spot had to try it a couple of times to get it just right, but it's unfortunately one of those things where to get something as cool as this gimmick to work, you really have to be exact as to where that gun is going to sit into place. Once in place though, it's very awesome indeed. And then to operate it, you're going to press that button up, which will then open the leg up, and then you can have the Auto 9 visible for either Robocop to be reaching in to grab it, or you can have him holding the gun with the leg holster still open. That is likely how I'm going to have him displayed. Maybe I might even have him holding the Auto 9 in his hand and have the leg open up. I mean, still, you know, if you already have one Robocop, you may not necessarily need this one, but if you get the choice, personally, I would go with the one that's got the leg holster. I mean, you know, the fact that Robocop has it in the movie, to get a figure that actually now has it, is definitely very awesome. A little finagling, a little perfecting, I guess, is required. But the end result, though, is definitely a very awesome Robocop figure. I'm very happy, even though this is now my third Robocop, I'm very happy to have picked this one up. Robocop, I'm going to give him a 9.5. Really don't have much to say bad about it, other than just getting that the gun in there just right might be a bit of a hassle. But still, very happy to have picked it up. I think NECA did a fantastic job. Today's toy spot, we're having a look at the NECA Robocop figure, now featuring a spring-loaded holster in the leg, finally. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. If you had a chance to pick up this figure, let me know how cool you think he is. I think the only other thing that's missing, I don't know if we'll ever get it, is the little meter in his bicep that will open up. I think he has that in Robocop 2. But still a very, very cool figure. Thanks for watching, as you always do, guys. Certainly stick around. More toy spots are heading your way. And I'll see you guys next time.